If you're someone who genuinely enjoys being alone, not because something is wrong with you, not because you hate people, but because being around others just feels exhausting sometimes, I need you to stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share with you isn't something most people talk about openly, and honestly, it might explain something about yourself that you've never been able to put into words. This isn't just about being introverted. This goes deeper than that, much deeper. There's a certain type of person, they're usually calm, observant, thoughtful. They don't need a crowd to feel okay. In fact, they feel more okay when the crowd isn't there. And society has this habit of looking at those people and asking, what's wrong with them? But here's what the research is actually starting to show. It's not that something went wrong with these people. It's that something happened to them early on, when they were still figuring out what the world was, and their mind quietly, without them even knowing, made a decision. Solitude is safe. People aren't always. Now let me explain what I mean by that. When a child grows up in an environment where emotional needs aren't consistently met, maybe a parent was emotionally unavailable, not necessarily cruel, just absent in a deeper way. Or maybe the home had a lot of unpredictability, tension, arguments they didn't understand. Or maybe they were the kind of child who felt too much, and nobody around them knew how to handle that. What happens in those situations is quietly fascinating. The child learns, almost automatically, that depending on other people brings uncertainty. So they turn inward. They build an inner world, books, thoughts, imagination, their own company. And here's the part that people miss. That wasn't weakness. That was intelligence. That was a child protecting themselves the only way they knew how. Psychologists call this insecure attachment, specifically the avoidant type. And it doesn't mean you're broken. It just means your nervous system got really good at one thing, not needing people to feel stable. Here's where it gets interesting though. Most people who prefer solitude, they don't actually dislike people. Deep down, a lot of them crave genuine connection. They just got tired of the version of connection that felt unsafe. The kind where you open up and get dismissed. The kind where you trust someone and they disappoint you. So somewhere along the way, the mind made a quiet deal with itself. I'll stop reaching. It's just easier this way. And now as adults, being alone doesn't just feel comfortable. It feels like relief. Like taking off a heavy coat you didn't realize you were still wearing. But here's the thing nobody tells you. That relief, it's real and it's valid. But sometimes, underneath it, there's also a quiet loneliness that never fully disappears. Because humans are wired for connection. Even the ones who learn to live without it. So what do you do with this? You don't have to force yourself to be more social. You don't have to perform extroversion like it's some kind of achievement. But it might be worth just sitting with this question for a moment. Is my preference for solitude genuinely nourishing me, or am I sometimes hiding inside it? There's a difference between choosing solitude from a place of peace and retreating into it from a place of fear. And only you know which one is true for you. Most people never stop to ask that question. You just did. I'm curious about something though. Did any part of this feel familiar to you? Like something clicked that you didn't expect? Drop it in the comments, honestly, because I read them. And I think you'd be surprised how many people feel exactly the same way, but never say it out loud. And if this video opened something up for you, the next one might go even deeper. Take care of yourself.